Well, thank you, colleagues, for your support. I am really grateful every day that I have a chance on this council to serve with you, and I'm looking forward to an exciting year ahead. Thank you, Councilmember Sidney Katz, for your kind words, and thank you to Roger. You set a tremendous example this year as you've guided us through some very difficult decisions with great grace. I have a plaque here and a gavel, and I know you'll display this somewhere with great pride, which is deserved. So
we don't know where.
Yeah, there you go. That's for you. Okay, let me just give you a shake. All right, very good. Yeah. Good. And we know that Roger didn't do it alone. Much thanks to Roger's Chief of Staff, Cindy Gibson. I don't promise to get choked up when I have the opportunity to thank my Chief of Staff. I might get, but Cindy does deserve that, and I know how long Roger has praised her and what a marvelous job she's done. So, sort of stole our thunder there, but that is okay.
I set a high bar.
Indeed, always setting a high bar. And for our marvelous professional staff, you've appropriately commented on the great work of Mr. Farber and Ms. Lauer. I can only note that most of our staff, coincidentally, seems to be retiring now that I'm taking the gavel. But I thank you, many of them anyway, I thank you for your exceptional work. We all do. And to everyone who's here, this may be the largest crowd ever assembled for a swearing in, I think. But my wife is here, and I want to just thank her. We all thank our families for supporting us through the challenges of this work. And we couldn't do it without them behind us. So thank you. Well, friends, Montgomery County has always been a very special place to live. We have long been known as one of America's most appealing, if exclusive, suburban communities. Our leaders often sought to guard us from the changes happening around us. But that is not what or who we are anymore. We are changing for the better, and we must continue to change in order to stay relevant. Let us guard our values while embracing change, because we are not just suburban Montgomery, we are inclusive metropolitan Montgomery. People used to come here to get away from the city. Now I hear from residents that they want to be closer to restaurants and entertainment. They want streets that are safe for walking and biking. They want more access to public transportation. We may have a reputation for liquor control, but today we have an emerging local brewery scene whose entrepreneurs call Montgomery the best place in the region to open a business, and a growing winery industry. We have imposing suburban office parks, but now we can confidently say, when Marriott or Amazon calls, we have the thriving downtowns, transit, workforce, inclusive values, and progressive culture they're looking for. We have built one of America's leading community colleges. And now, thanks to the Purple Line, Maryland's largest research institution in College Park will be just minutes away. Today, we are a global destination for immigrants from every walk of life, from doctors and NIH researchers to construction workers, landscapers, and refugees. But less than 100 years ago, we had neighborhoods where African Americans and Jews were not allowed to live. Luckily, we still have all the things that made us a magnet for so long: great schools, leafy cul-de-sacs, a stable economy, a highly educated population, great recreational opportunities, and a high quality of life. But today, these amenities are available to more than 1 million people from all walks of life, not just those who already have every advantage. Being an inclusive metropolitan community brings new challenges. Our seniors feel the stress of change, and more of our school children come from families that are struggling day to day. But what makes me proud to call Montgomery County home is that we see the changing needs of our community as an opportunity to create opportunity. Just in the past several years, we have reduced MCPS class size and invested in Montgomery College, revolutionized workforce development, and redeveloped economic development, and we're getting results. Still, there remains a giant gap in our educational system, 0 to 5 years old. That gap is causing low-income kids to fall behind before they ever enter kindergarten. In fact, 70% of low-income children, defined as less than twice the federal poverty level, are entering kindergarten not ready to learn. They start school significantly behind their peers, and we can't intervene enough in later years to close that gap. It is time for us to embrace the goal of making sure that all children start kindergarten ready to learn. Last year, under the banner of incremental universalism, we added funds to make Head Start, pre-K for the lowest income 4-year-olds, a full-day program. As you know, following on our committee deliberations, Council staff is preparing for our review a set of options for how the Council can make additional progress on early education. I look forward to working with each of you to identify those options that will earn the strongest support and getting as much help as we can from our partners in Annapolis. Universal pre-K is unaffordable unless we break it into bite-sized pieces. So let's get something done. In closing, I will note that this is going to be a year, hopefully, of heightened public participation in our council affairs. Emotions in our community are charged as our residents reject the destructive politics in Washington and look to our leadership to provide a light in the storm. Our county elections, fueled by the revolutionary new public finance system that we've created, will engage voters as never before. We will have spirited but civil debate here at the Council, as we always do. Now is a good time to focus on improving our communications with the community. My work begins by announcing a new tool that I requested from Council staff, a feature that allows our residents to subscribe to updates on content from the Council website. This feature will enable residents to be notified when particular legislation moves to public hearing, is scheduled or rescheduled for committee, and goes to full Council. The subscribe tool, which utilizes our new open data-based legislative information management system, is a great metaphor for how we should be thinking about communicating with the public. We can get better public input by doing a better job sharing the important information comprising our deliberations. I hope to work with my colleagues to pilot new ideas this year that future Council presidents will improve upon. Thank you, and again, I look forward to a productive year ahead.